Hey, thanks for stopping by Mystic Messages. If you're new here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Hope everyone is doing amazing today. As always, these messages are timeless and will be received in divine timing for those who need to hear them. And if they don't apply, please let them fly. But I do encourage you to hang out because there might be something in here that might be useful to you, especially if this passed by your feed. Okay, that being said, let's get into it. First off, before we begin, I no, I don't want anyone to take this message as a lecture or judgment in any way because it's not intended that way. And if it comes across that way, I apologize, but it's solely intended to help particular individuals who need to hear this today. Okay, as I was meditating earlier, I was receiving a message, and I don't know who this is for. Okay, it could be for a few people, it might just be for one individual, but I hope whoever it's for receives it. And it's from the divine realms. Okay, it's from Source. Okay, Source wants you to understand that your anger is justified. Okay, now I don't know exactly what took place, but what I'm getting is I'm speaking to an individual or individuals who nothing has gone right in their lives. Okay, nothing. Everything you did, every person you encountered, whether it be a family member, friend, coworker, employer, uh, what have you. Even going to the gas station. There's always been almost like a black cloud that's followed you. There's always been something that is intentionally trying to irritate you, and there's a reason for that. Okay, whether you know it or not, you had a tendency in your earlier years to vibrate at a higher frequency. Okay, and when people vibrate at a higher frequency, it has a tendency to irritate, lower vibrational people for whatever reason. Okay, a lot of times it's because people are either carrying attachments or you're exposing their insecurities for whatever reason. Okay, you've been attacked. It's not your fault. Okay, and your anger is justified. However, Source is asking that you try your best to release it. Okay, because what's happening is you've internalized this anger and it's causing you to hold everything inside, internalize everything, and it's keeping you from living your best life. It's creating more chaos for you as opposed to things getting better. And I know this is difficult. It's very difficult to let go of the anger when the world has beat the shit out of you. I get that. Okay, I've been there. It's not easy. I know it's not easy. I totally get it. I understand it. And maybe I can help by sharing my situation, might be able to help you in order to see things from a higher perspective. Okay, not that I'm perfect at it, but we're all a work in progress. And nothing happens overnight. But when we learn to see the individuals and the situations that have harmed us or that have made us angry, okay, when we learn to recognize from a higher perspective what's going on there, we're then able to understand and release it. Okay, and that's the part that some of you are lacking. You're just lacking the understanding. Again, this is not your fault. Okay, because this might be all new to you. If you just happen to come across this video because you like the title or there was something about the title that drew you in, there's a reason for it because you needed to hear this message. Because this is what's happening. You know, it's like a vicious cycle. You're angry for the things that took place in your life. Okay, you've closed yourself off, and it's actually coming out in your outward appearance now. Okay, what it's doing is when you're going out, you're giving off a lower vibrational, frequency. Okay, which is attracting more anger, more hurt, more discomfort. More of the things that you don't want in your life. So if you want things to start getting better, and like I'm going to say, it doesn't happen overnight. It takes time. It takes practice. We have to change that mindset. Okay, and it's difficult, like I said, but it's not impossible. If you're receiving this message, it's because Source wants you to know that it is possible for you. And this is not judgment. It's not coming in anger. It's totally being offered to you in love and in acceptance and in understanding, and also justifying and validating that your experiences matter, your feelings matter, your pain matters. Okay, you were meant for bigger and better things. Okay, even though you might have an angry appearance, you know that that is truly not who you are deep inside, deep down inside. Because if you notice, When you find yourself in a situation where you happen to retaliate in a way of anger, you wind up going home and thinking about it all night long, about what took place, what you did, and you start feeling remorse. Now, that remorse wouldn't be there if you were actually this lower vibrational soul. Okay, you wouldn't have that remorse. Lower vibrational souls really don't have remorse for the pain that they cause others. But the fact that you still have that inside you shows that you are capable of bigger and better things. It's just that you're reacting to your environment, which is normal and understandable. Okay, it happens. Shit happens in life, and a lot of us get the shit end of the stick. But what I can tell you is if you're able to motivate yourself and look at this not from a lecture perspective, because that's not what it's intended to be, okay? And again, I'm not here to criticize you or to make you feel bad about yourself. I'm just here to hopefully enlighten and give you, maybe a little crust of bread that might help you get on your way, might help you to move forward, might help you to be the best person that you were intended to be. Okay? You have a lot to offer. You have a lot of wonderful things that are going to be happening in your life if you are able to let go of those past infractions. Okay? Because what that's going to do is it's going to liberate your soul, it's going to free yourself. You're going to start vibrating on a higher frequency again. And that in turn is going to attract higher vibrational experiences and individuals into your life. Okay? But you have to be willing to take that first step. I can't force you, and this is, like I said, this is probably, whoever I'm speaking to, you probably already know this deep within inside yourself. Okay? And you just have to honestly look within yourself. We all have to do that. We all got to deal with our shadow from time to time. We all got shadow sides. Believe me, I used to have a very short fuse years ago because I was so sick and tired of being pummeled by everything and everyone. And for a long time, I was very angry. And I realized it was attracting more negativity into my life until I was able to educate myself a little bit further. And then when I understood what was happening, I was able to make peace with it. Now, some days, is it always easy? No, some days are more difficult than others because there's going to be times when, darker entities are going to test us. They're going to push your buttons, especially people that are close to you, especially if you're surrounded by narcissistic individuals, okay? They're intentionally placed there. Those karmic narcissistic individuals are intentionally placed in our path to test us, to see what we're going to do, how we're going to respond, okay? And the best thing to do is not to engage. As hard as it is, smile and walk away with your head held high, knowing that you did the correct thing. And then when you go home at night, you won't have the voices dancing around in your head or the guilt dancing around in your head for something that you did that you really didn't mean, that you only did out of anger. Okay? So, like I said, I don't know who this message is for. I hope the individuals who need to receive it find it, and I hope it helps them. And if you gave a like to any of these videos, I appreciate it. I want to thank you for spending some time here and helping to promote the video because it it helps these videos to reach those who might need them. Okay, because like I always say, I don't need the validation, I don't need the likes. It's not for me. But also, when you choose to do that, out of your own free will, you are raising the vibration as well. You're raising your vibration and the universal vibration. Okay, because you're spreading love by doing that. You're showing the universe that you're willing to help others. Okay, so we're gonna leave it at that. Thanks again for stopping by, and we'll see you again soon. Take care.